folds again. Advanced forward folds just have a few variations that are going to be adding on to what we learned in number 2. So we come with the swing really low on the hips, we straighten the arms, and then we know it's in the right place. So we lean forward to get the hook, and then we walk our feet to the center of the mat. We keep draping our weight. Just as a bit of a review. But when we drape our weight forward, instead of rocking back onto the heels, just with people like this, see how far my head is from the ground? When I rock forward onto the balls of the feet, my head is almost touching the ground. It's pretty amazing to get that much space and that much length in the body. So we're truly lifting the sit bones towards the sky and letting the fold happen at the hip crease. And so we're retraining the lower back. The lumbar spine doesn't like it when we bend at the waist. The hip flexors is a much better joint to bend from. You guys feel that? Clasp the elbows and hang. So unless there's pain or some discomfort, really good. And so pull your elbows over your head. Yeah, there it is. Thanks, Sandy. Good job. So even from there, if we just let gravity do the work, we'll start to feel ourselves unfurl. Can you feel that? More length and space happening, gravity having its way with us. Great. So we're going to go through a little bit of a review. Okay, and then I'm just going to add in some of the standing splits and upside down dogs and half moons and stuff that we do. So we first reach back for our ankles, pull our chest towards our knees, and I'm just going to rock from heel to toe. So I'm going to push up into my toes, and then I'm going to pull my heels down, and I'm just going to slowly pulse into the pose. Can you guys feel what I'm doing there? Yeah. Revisiting.
Up and down or side to side?
So front and back. Okay, great. So I'm revisiting the tightness that happens in the hamstrings. And then I'm going to walk my feet back. I'm going to bend my elbows. I'm going to let myself come into my forearms. And now I rock forward and back. Okay, I'm just letting my feet float about 1 foot off the ground. Nice job, guys. And I'm just letting myself enjoy the floating sensation. So even here, you want to let the head drop, right? See if you can get some length through the back body. If we're having tension anywhere, then we're missing out on that lengthening. Beautiful. And then I'm going to land it in a down dog. I straighten the legs, straighten the arms, and then wiggle from side to side. I'm not going to go through the same chaturangas right now in plank pose because I really want to focus on the down dog. So in the down dog, I pull forward. I inhale for the cat's meow. Inhale, arch and open. Exhale, press back, round in. Really encourage people to lift. So inhale, come up into the fingertips, lift, arch, look up. Most people don't look up in a down dog, so it's really different. Nice. And then go ahead and round. So now we're contracting through the core. And then we inhale and we lengthen through the belly. So stretch the belly, stretch, stretch, stretch. Pull forward with your fingertips. Beautiful. Now from this length, go ahead and lift the right leg, bend the knee, and hook outside in. Outside in. Yeah. You got it. Lift your left foot to get it there. Outside in. You got it. Nice. Okay. Go ahead and land it. Land it. Yeah. One leg down. No. Pull the foot. Okay. So step by step. So Deja, pull the foot towards the bum and stay with us, okay, hon? Hands pointing forward. Thank you. Okay, great. So one-legged down dog is to get the hamstring stretch. So inhale, pull forward. Exhale, press back. So drive the heel down. Lift the sit bone up. We're focusing on the left side. And the chest pushes towards the knee. It's going to be a big stretch. You can bend the knee on the left if you need. Right foot stays close to the bum. Now we're going to inhale and pull forward. Now we're going to go for standing splits. So get the hamstring ready. Now you extend the right leg towards the sky. You can hop the left foot to the center of the mat. With the arms straight, it's less intense actually. With the elbows bent and you hang, you really start to let the standing splits happen. Now, first thing I want you guys to do is open up with angel wings. Float.
Foot on the mat.
You have to have your foot on the floor. If you don't have your grounding through the left foot, you cannot float. Okay? And then grab for the ankle. pull your chest towards your knee. And then the last pose is you're going to balance. You have to have your left foot grounded for this. You're going to clasp the hands behind the back and pull fingertips over the head. Beautiful, guys. Okay, now release. Come on back, lift up. All right, this is where we're coming to our standing split twist. Plant, left hand down, the right arm opens up. Nice. Get the foot on the floor then. All right, it's okay to float. Yeah, but try to stay grounded. Okay?
Yeah, I get it.
So, reach back to the far end of the swing. Okay, so the right hand is behind you. Now you have to turn your left toes out to the side and you're going to swim open for Arda. Bring your foot down, hun. If that means bending the top leg, that's what you do. But you have to stay grounded. Now go ahead and twist open, reach back, and turn your toes out to the left. Toes out to the left. Don't straighten the right leg. Turn your toes out to the left and walk your hand to the left. It's a half moon pose, so you have to get your foot underneath you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so open
this
up.
way.
All the way. Keep going. Yeah.
Okay.
Now reach up a little bit higher with your right hand. That's good.
Okay.
Reach up a little bit higher with it. Yes, there it is. Okay. So you have to stay grounded. If you lose that, then you're outside the pose. So stack everything. Get your hand right underneath your shoulder.
Really hard.
Get your left hand right underneath your shoulder. There you go. There you go. Just try to keep the alignment.
Okay.
All right. So that if you lose the alignment, then you don't even have the pose. So we might as well just kind of take the beginner version. Great. Okay. So here's when it gets interesting. Okay. So there's a couple different things we can do. We're going to take our left hand, reach it up over on top of the right. Nice. So now our right hand is free to use the wrist wrap. Okay? In this pose, I like to stretch my neck. Okay? So nice to stretch the neck. So it's like the half moon, but our bellies are facing one another, right?
Right.
Okay, great. This is when I need a camera assistant to turn the angle. Guys, hang out here for a minute. I'm just going to do that real quick. Pardon me. I am my own camera assistant today. All right, let's try it again. I will need you very quickly. I've done this 100 times, so I'm like, what? And we're here. Back. All right, cool. Okay. So, let's go ahead and try for our nataraj. So it's really important that you bend the right knee. Turn your shoulders over and then hold on with both hands. If you don't bend that knee, it's really hard. So in nataraj, we're going to go ahead and float. So bend the left knee and look up towards the sky, and then this is a black swan. Oh, sweet. Isn't that beautiful? Mm-hmm. It's a hang. Go ahead and replace the foot back on the ground. Straighten both legs. Turn your belly towards me again. Release the left hand. Really good, guys. See, you're doing it. Nice. So what I'm going to do is when I turn my belly towards the sky, my left foot my toes point back towards the right. It's really important to bring the toes with you. My free hand, my left hand is going to grab the swing. Yep, that's good. I'm going to kick up. So it's like a hammock pose, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to push, so I can push my left foot into the swing and lift my hips towards the sky. Beautiful. Really good, guys. Okay, now this is really fun. This is called sit and spin. I'm going to do a bicep curl, spin through the center, and then come on out. Woo!
That's really fun.
It's so fun. Okay, so this is all part of the black swan sequence. And we get to do it again because we have two legs. Yay! Yay! I'm just going to back this up a little bit. I was losing myself. Okay, super fun. I can actually teach this in a beginner class. Mm-hmm. And people love to try the sit and spin. They might not do it perfect, it doesn't even matter. It's the fact that they tried and they got to flip in and they're all excited because it feels so good, because they're feeling what free energy is like in the body, right? Because that's momentum.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and come into our forward fold. We'll wait for our friend here. Let's go ahead and drop in. I'm going to just change this ankle a little bit more. Perfect. Okay. So in our forward folds, we're going to do the same thing as we did before. So we're going to drape all of our weight forward, drop your head a lot, clasp your elbows, sway from side to side. Let it feel good to hang. Reach back, grab for your ankles. Go ahead and extend through the heart. So walk behind the camera in. Yeah, thank you. So go ahead and extend through the heart. That means your head is in line with your body and you're getting a nice deep stretch through the back of the legs. I like to rock forward and back here, from heel to toe. So always pulsing in the space will help to loosen up the connective tissue. Then the muscle has more freedom to move. Go ahead and bring the hands down to the ground. Walk your feet back. This is called floating leaf, folded leaf, floating leaf, whatever kind of leaf you like. So I rock forward and back. I'm just going to let myself hang out on my forearms, relax my head, enjoy the sensation of floating. Just even floating in this position, this is a version of a headstand in a way, right? Because we actually have the upper body draping down towards the ground, so it's not a full inversion, but it is a version of an inversion. Okay, from there we're going to land it in down dog. So go ahead and extend, V-shape of the body, the feet are hip distance. We're going to push strongly into the hands. We're going to inhale, arch and open, cat's meow, so feet are on the ground tongue. Okay, exhale, go ahead and squeeze and rounding, contract, push back. Inhale, pull forward, arch. Let's bring the left leg up. So we arch and open first because we have to create the space in order for the foot to be able to hook outside in. See if you can get it. Got it. You're right there. Keep leaning forward,
Cheating.
So now we're in one-legged down dog. Pull the foot towards the bottom. You just stay with us, hon. Pull the foot towards the bottom. Go ahead and press back into a straight leg. One-legged down dog. Get the hamstring ready. Right? We're not ready for splits yet. We have to inhale, pull forward, create space. Notice the massage that's happening in the left hip flexor as well. Go ahead and press back. Inhale, pull forward. Now once I pull forward, I'm going to straighten that left leg towards the sky. Hop my right foot to the center of the mat. I can stay with straight arms, right? So I'm kind of pressing back against the earth. But if I drop my elbows and hang, then I'm letting gravity do the work. It's really important to stay grounded in the right leg. Okay, so right foot stays grounded. And then try floating. So you're going to bring your arms out to the sides like wings. And then you can try holding on to the ankle with both hands. And the most advanced is to clasp your hands behind your back. Go ahead and squeeze the fingertips over the head. This is a big pose, so just hang out in it. Only a few people do the full version. They can come into standing splits. It's pretty much a miracle, right? So you're spring loaded, release nice and slow. You're going to get your hands back underneath your chest. Plant the right hand in center. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. So you have to keep that right foot on the ground, and that's the wrong side, Annie. So slow it down. Bring your foot down to the earth.
Right. I got the wrong leg up.
So you have to reach your left hand towards the sky and all the way back. There you go. Go ahead and get that foot in the center of the mat. Walk it forward. Yes, there it is. Perfect. Reach your chest up towards the side. Yes. Now this is what happens. We hold on to the far side of the swing. Reach up as high as you can. That's great. Turn your toes out to the right. Lift your hand and you fly. Wrong hand. Try the other hand. There you go.
Toes out.
Yeah. you go. Yeah, if you just turn your toes out to the side and lift your hand, you're going to fly out. Yeah, okay. Half moon. Good. Get your foot right underneath you. Walk it forward. Stack. Yeah, so it's a half moon in yoga. So turn your belly towards me. Reach up a little bit higher. There it is. Nice. It's okay to keep the left leg kind of slightly bent if you need it. If you can extend, great. All right, now in this pose, we start to bicep curl with the left. Reach your right arm up above. Keep your foot on the ground. You have to stay connected to the earth, right? It's a different, our flying poses come later, which is totally fine. Just stay grounded with these ones. Just because you can do some of them, but not all the poses. So do a wrist wrap with the left hand. Now one foot. Yeah. All right. You got it. Yeah, flying is fun, that is for sure. Okay. Now we can bend the standing leg in this pose and come into a version of this one, which is fun. Just feel pretty. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn our belly towards the ground, right toes out to the right, roll the shoulders over, hold on with both hands, and then from Nataraj, you can pick up the standing leg and hang. So it's a great shoulder stretch, it's a great quad stretch. All kinds of stretching going on. We'll place the foot back down, release the right hand again, turn your belly towards me. One of the poses I forgot to do on the other side, it's really simple, is that you bend the right knee and just hold on with the foot. It's like a half bow, which is kind of fun. From there, we're going to kick up into hammock. Roll the belly towards the sky. Yeah, there you go. Now from here, what I usually do is I take my right foot and I push it into the swing. I hold on with my right hand and arch. I haven't quite figured out the name for this one yet. I haven't decided. So then we're going to do a bicep curl. Roll through the center and go ahead and spin out. Woo! Wow! You can get quite a spin on that one, right? So fun. Well, it's this kind of like flash dance move. So it's like arch and open back. So that was great, guys. Really good work. So that's about half of the black swan sequence. Oh my God, it's like time is on our side. We're getting so much done.
So I have a question. So with someone like me who are having such a hard time keeping my foot on the ground, would it be better to lower the
You can lower the swing, you can bend the knee. It's just a matter of
stretching. Being able to stretch.
Well, it's just a matter of committing to grounding your foot. You're lifting your foot where you can keep it grounded and create smaller movements.
I feel like I'm stretching through the ground, but I'm not getting there.
Yeah, but when I tell you to put your foot down, you can. So it's just a matter of like choosing to make it a smaller movement. Okay. You know what I mean? So you're not going as far in the pose, but you're keeping yourself grounded. Okay. Good. Most people are going to want to try and float and fly, but then they're losing the hamstring stretch.
Right.
We happen to be stretching the hamstrings in that pose, so you know. But most people, especially guys, are going to want to float and tell me they can't bring their foot down. But then if I walk over and put their foot down, it does touch. They're just enjoying the floating instead of getting into the intensity of the stretch. So that's a normal response too. And it doesn't have to, I mean, if we did a different sequence, you don't have to keep your foot on the ground. But if you're going to open up into Arda, you have to be grounded too, to have a pivot point. Right. So we're turning on axis. Yeah. Okay, guys, so the only other thing that I like to do in number 9, which we can also do in 10, but we also do here, is practicing handstands, which we didn't actually do. We practice the headstand. So when we practice handstands, we're going to come back into our forward fold. And this is really key. Watch me for this one, just to have another breather too. So when I come back here, and I did my headstand like this, right? So I have my feet hooked. Notice that this is short. It's not this, because you will slide out, and this is where it becomes super important. So then I can press straight up, and I was doing my chaturangas. So we did a little bit of that, which I don't normally teach in basic, but I wanted to show you guys that. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to keep pressing back. So that's the key. Keep pressing back for this one, and then you can bring your legs wide. So this is one of the ways to do a handstand. So I like doing this handstand because you can kind of like sway a little from side to side. It feels really good. If I keep walking my hands back, I can bring my legs behind me. Okay, but the swing has to gather above the knee. If it doesn't gather above the knee, it's not going to work. So this is very hard, and we're not going to dwell on it because I want to move on to other things. But I want you to just play with the handstand balance. The wide straddle handstand toe touches are really fun, and I do these like every day. But notice where my hands are, I have to walk them to the back of the mat. So I'm going to come back through here, into my headstand, and return myself to the ground. So let's all line up in our forward folds, and we'll walk through that sequence together. I'm happy to spot you. And Lori, why don't you just hang out in the spot as well? Do you mind?
I will spot.
Thanks. Okay, so please remember that the camera is there too, okay? Okay, so walk your feet back, bring your forearms down with your feet, and feet are going to stay close to the bum. Great. So now you're going to straighten your arms. So chaturangas, right? My hands are in the middle of the mat. These are good points. Chaturangas, right? So handstand chaturangas are hard. Now I want you to walk your hands towards the back of the mat. So you're going to go about 2/3 of the way. Yes. Now I want you to bring your legs wide and heavy. Wide straddle. So down towards the earth. Wide and heavy. Beautiful. Now just sway a little from side to side. Yeah, fun. So push back on the diagonal a little bit more. So don't move your hands, just push back. Nice. So look how high our legs are. Bring them down, wide, and cute. So you will slide out. You bring them too high. Okay. Now what you're going to do is walk them back a little bit more. I want you to practice coming up and wrap your legs around. Just try it a couple times, what I was just doing. It is hard. Whoever
She's just keeping her legs straight, but not wrapping them up. Not wiping?
Yeah. So practice bringing them wide. All right. So beautiful. Is that okay on your knees?
It's fine.
Okay.
I felt like it was going to slip off.
Yeah, that's why you have to get so look ahead and bring them wide.
No.
Yeah.
Straight legs.
Yes.
Bring them around forward.
Straight arms if you can. One more time. Wide and around. Yep. Like that. Nice.
It's straight. Oh, it's straight.
Beautiful. So bring your keep your legs wide and around. Walk yourself to the back. Okay. So come on, bring them wide. Woo. Wide. It's a good one. Straight arms. Yeah, just stay. You're in a handstand. Straight arms the whole time. Okay. And just stay here. Okay. Bring your legs wide and around. Up. Wide. Straight arms. So this is why we don't dwell on it, because it is hard. Bring your legs wide and around. Or not. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, I will show you what it looks like one more time, and then, like I said, we're not dwelling on it today.
Okay.
Just so you really get into the.
Yeah, that hurts in the lower.
Yeah, well, don't do it then, because it means you're just contracting. It's,
right.
You know, it's not the pose; it's just the body fear. You know. Around it. So when I'm here, bring my legs wide and around.
Oh.
So if you just let me guide you, I would squeeze your legs together for you, but you were resisting, so I didn't push it. Okay?
Yeah, I'm really nervous about that.
Yeah, so don't do it.
Okay.
I'm very much aware of that. It's okay to speak it too. And then you can actually wrap your feet in balance, which is another form of grace consciousness, which is advanced, but it is really fun to play with the handstands. So we don't dwell in it, but we spend a lot more time in the advanced, getting into some of the handstand stuff.
Okay. Fun.
Fun, right? It's good to do handstands, even though you can fall over the place like Lori's demonstrating for us. You can stay in the swing and do it like 100 times without having coming back out. So watch me spot Lori, okay? So Lori, stay where you are, honey. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hold on to the swing and come wide and around. This way. This way. Yep. Squeeze together. Okay. Come on back out. Wide and down. Good. Let me do it from this angle, sorry. Let's see. long as I'm doing this, yeah. So this way.
Style is a Pilates here's 10.
That's all right. You're supposed to come up. You gotta get over that, Marin. Squeeze your legs together, honey. Yes! Now you got it. Hug your feet. Now come wide and around again. And down. So I'm going to spot her from the front on this one, and watch how I'm doing this. I'm grabbing the swing, I'm pulling it in, I'm putting my forearms bring up wide and around. My forearms are pressing her thighs back as I pull the swing in, so that's forcing her to squeeze. Isn't that nice? To squeeze between her legs. And we figured this out in Hawaii somehow. But now she's got it. But I'm guiding her legs. Now come on back out, wide and around. I just let her come down. It's just nice to have somebody there too. But
is that what you just did with me too?
well, let me do it with you. I did it from the other side because you hadn't gotten it, but I'll do it from that side. Because we're not going to dwell on this. This is more of the advanced training, but we just give you a taste of what we do. So you have to walk your hands to the back of the mat. That's key, so you have that tension. So this way. Cool. So I'm going to squeeze her legs towards the back and the swing towards me. Now squeeze your legs together.
Yeah, that's super easier.
So much easier with me here, isn't it? All right, come wide and around. And we'll do it one more time. Yeah, really good. See if you can get it on your own now. Yes! See, once we got it in her body, she can do it herself, but I'm just helping to guide it. We have to push it.
Totally get that.
Hook your feet. Hook your feet. Yep. See if you can hang.
Let go of my hands.
Look.
Is that what you mean?
That is what I need. Nice. Praise consciousness. You have to really engage through the legs, but because we're basically...
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, I don't know if I let go if you would still stay, but we don't have to try that part. All right, bring the hands back down. Really good job. Wide and around. Wide and around. Come through the wide straddle. Yeah, if she doesn't come through the wide straddle, she's going to lose the hook.
Yeah, so, I had a question. We used to have a teacher named Sabrina, and she would do things. I think we put our legs to do sides to get, because I'm not very flexible. So, is that something that you practice before that?
Well, we practice in the swing. That's why we start out in the wide straddle. And then we also, from this position, we sway from side to side. Right? So we did these first to open up the hips.
Right.
So it's all just preparation to get the space in the body. And then once I'm there, I press all the way back, and then I can squeeze.
Right. I see that.
Jen, I noticed that a lot of these kinds of inversions, you have your head like this, rather than like this.
I'm looking down at the ground because I'm used to doing handstands without the swing.
Right.
Right? And that's how I balance.
Right.
Is with my gaze.
Right. So do you recommend that, or is it?
Well, that's how you can do it without the swing. So.
Which I've never been able to do.
Yeah. Well, that's how we have to keep our balances through. That's how I do it. I never do a handstand just looking back. I do it looking down at the ground and kind of finding the access. But everybody's different. But I didn't even really notice that until you pointed it out. So.
And people will compress their necks, so she doesn't. When she lifts her head, her neck is long, but some people...
Right, I'm not keeping my neck at
So we
all.
won't insist that they do that.
No. I mean, everybody's going to do handstands differently too. Against the wall, people look down, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people, they have their chin tucked into their chest because they're actually using the wall. They're not using their balance.
Right.
But yeah, what I've noticed is most acrobats, they use their gaze to control the alignment. For sure.
It
So
would be like sitting in.
Exactly.
sitting in
Right.
one
yeah, exactly. And so that's for me just
Or
the
just
natural way.
balancing on one leg.
And I am balancing even though I'm using the swing. Like I'm not collapsing my weight at all. In fact, what I like to do in the swing, you can tell I love handstands. We could be here forever. It's up to me. But what I'm doing in the swing is I'm using it as my guide, but I'm going to do the work as much as possible.
Right, yeah.
Even here, like I'm finding the pivot point so that I actually can hold this without the swing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not collapsing, and that's the difference between, that's why you have to keep the arms straight. If any way you collapse, you've lost the pose, and you have to do alignment first and then pose second. Right? As soon as somebody bends the elbows, they're not holding themselves anymore.
So I just should have told you also that I had elbow issues at the start.
Well, sure, no,
And
you just
it's
do
a
the best you
matter
can.
of training because I do sword class and I have straight elbows and I have to touch my elbow to remind myself to straighten.
No problem. You just do it for fun till we get it. So I usually teach the flying salutations now. And what we just did is the perfect. We're going to do like half flying salutations because I want to get us into a nice long cocoon again. Okay? So we're not going to do all of the intermediate. This is actually part of the advanced training. I'm just giving you guys extra.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's all recorded and on video, so don't memorize it. We're just playing. And if there's any part that, plus that was a review, right? But we added more handstand fun. And maybe handstand fun in a basic class just looks like tucking, right? So we're here, and then we come up onto our hands, and then we just tuck.
Right.
That's it. And if somebody's bending their elbows, just have it come onto their forearms and tuck and tuck. That's it. Just, beginners are really afraid of inversions. They're really afraid of handstand. It's just amazing because they haven't felt supported enough to be able to do it. So when we teach them, it's sometimes nice to have a buddy. That's why I wanted Lori to just be there for you. Not like she's going to help you or hold you, but more just like having somebody there to get the body cues. Okay, great. So back into our forward fold. We're doing this together. If you guys want, you can turn around so you can see me when you're upside down. You want to do that? Do it that way? So we're going to do it in the same direction. Okay, good. So after we do our forward fold, we're going to walk ourselves back. Let your hands be in the center of the mat. So key here, so just repeat after me, is feet heavy.
Feet heavy.
Feet heavy, heavier. Yes, thank you. So most people are going to be like this. It's not like the end of the world, but we want to get that pike or that tuck in the pelvis so that we hold on to our anchor. So the last thing we need is somebody sliding out, right? Every once in a while you hear the click. That is very rare. So feet heavy. This is our swagger. Preparing for our flying salutations, which are really fun. Still in the camera a little bit. Okay. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to pull myself forward. As you pull yourself forward, you rock onto your fingertips, and then I want you to push yourself back. Feet heavy the whole time. Pull yourself forward, rock onto your fingertips. Don't pick up your hands. So middle of the mat, a little bit further back for me. Walk your hands towards the middle of the mat.
This way?
Middle of the mat. Got it. Towards me. Walk your hands to the middle of the mat. Towards me. Okay. The alignment is key. Same thing, Lori. Middle of the mat, please. Thank you. Okay. So, if it wasn't important, I'm going to emphasize it. So we're going to roll into the top of our fingertips and come back down. We're going to push back again. So we roll into the top of the fingertips, and then I want you to bring your feet, without picking up your hands, I want you to bring your feet inside next to your fingertips. Okay, it's like salutation A. Okay? So go ahead and pick up your feet and push back. Feet heavy. Pull forward fingertips, right onto the top of the fingertips, and put your toes down. Really good, guys. Did everybody get that? It says Annie, if you don't land it, go ahead and just wiggle your toes forward until you land it. Okay, so from here, the flying salutations, what I'm going to do is I'm going to inhale my arms up into angel wings. Push into your toes. Inhale up. Angel wings. Yeah. Don't walk forward. Stay in the center there. Walk back in. Yeah, in the middle. You have to stay aligned. Trust me, it's going to be very important. Beautiful, Lori. Go ahead and swim back down. Okay, bring your fingertips right next to your toes. Pick up your feet and push back. Yes. Nice. When we get this, trust me, it's really fun. Okay, so inhale, pull forward onto the fingertips. Let the toes touch down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, dive in. Forward fold. Inhale, use your momentum to come up. Yeah, there you go. So keep your feet in the center of the mat the whole time. Okay? Okay, go ahead and fold in. Bring your fingertips right next to your toes. Beautiful. Pick your feet up, press back. Wide straddle. Okay, you guys are getting it? One more time. Inhale, pull forward. Touch down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, push into your feet to lift. Okay, you can do it. You can do it. Slow it down. Your feet stay right here the whole time. I'm going to draw like a line. Go ahead and put your feet right there. Go ahead and try it yourself. drape your toes in the center of the mat. Lean forward, lean forward. Toes in the center of the mat, leave them there. Keep your knees bent, it's okay. Okay. So don't move your feet. Lean forward, lean forward. Do not move your feet. Okay, now lift your arms like wings. You can do it. Lift. Nice. I know, strong, huh? Now go ahead and come into a forward fold. Let your fingertips come down by your toes. Bend your knees. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, just put your fingertips down like that. Yeah, wide like your shoulders. Yeah. There you go. Now just pick up your feet and push back. Yes. Don't worry about the flexibility.
Okay.
Yeah. You're doing great.
Okay.
Fingertips by the toes the whole time. It's salutation A, right? Series A. Okay. Yeah, just walk your feet forward, come up onto your fingertips. Walk your feet forward. There you go. Stay right there. It's all right. Lean forward. Let the swing catch you. Yes. And now come up into angel wings. Yes. All I'm doing is grounding your tailbone to help you come up. You feel that, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now go ahead and leave your feet where you are. Walk your fingertips back. Keep your knees bent. It's really good for you to be able to teach somebody how to do this. Once you get your fingertips back, pick up your feet and let yourself float. Yes! Got it. Okay? So if they're not right next to each other or you're here, it's okay. Okay? But you're centered and you're aiming for the center of the mat. Okay. Now that we have the shape of the pose done, so you have to lean forward the whole time and your fingertips stay where your hips. Every time I look over, you do the same thing. What are the chances?
I know.
All right. So obviously, salutation at A is harder than the vinyasa flow, right? So we teach the vinyasa flow in the basic, the flying salutations in the intermediate because they're more advanced. Okay, so Lori, you're going to time yourself to wait for her. Okay, so Lori, your feet are in the center of the mat, your hands are in the center of the mat. Lori, I'm counting on you. Right. So one person has to do this correctly.
I want to swing back, is that it?
Yeah. Alright. So can you guys hang out there for a second and watch me? Okay. So this is what happens. Once we get really good at this, we inhale up, exhale, press back. Inhale, pull forward. Inhale up. Exhale, go ahead and lift your feet and press back. So we can kind of be a little bit more sloppy in the alignment and work on the flying part. Right? So we can lift. Come up. Yeah. So just try it. Try swinging back and forth a couple times. You can lift. Release. It's really fun. So keep your feet in the center of the mat. Don't run forward, Annie, okay? Just like run out. Just try picking up your feet and bringing your hands down.
I'm going to be doing this all night.
I know. No, watch me for a second, though, honey. So what I do, because this is where the flexibility isn't the issue, so I just pick up my feet and I swing it forward. Feet have to stay in the center of the mat, though.
Center.
Yeah. Fingers stay in the center of the mat. That's the key. Okay? If you run forward, you're going to miss the pose. It's still fun if you're going to put it in the right place. And then the last part is Superman that we're going to do here. Okay? So we come into the forward fold. So we came up through our angel wings. We reach back with our thumbs towards the sky. Up. Yeah. Perfect. Lori, reach back for the swing, thumbs towards the sky. Thank you. Pick up your feet. If there's something behind you, bend your knees. But pick up your feet and then I come to Superman. You can do straight legs if you don't have a wall. That's why Lori, you have to time it with her so you guys go together. No, she'll watch out for you. You're new and she's our experienced flyer.
There we go.
Beautiful. So Supermans are always fun. Everybody loves the Supermans. Just kick. Come back out. Really good, guys. Woo! All right. That's pretty much as much as I want to go for today. So we're going to get into a nice long cocoon, which is number 12. Okay. Give you guys a big round of applause for being so playful. It's our bonus round. Okay, so So we all know cocoon, but we're going to be in here for about 15 minutes so we get our proper restoration after such an awesome day. Change the music now, which I have to remember to do before I get into cocoon. All right. Really nice, guys. So we're going to go over the leg stretches in the cocoon, which we went over yesterday, but it was like at the end when we were rushing. So we're going to do it again, because we're always going to end with Shavasana. Either on the ground if they're feeling woozy, but in the air if they can. So remember, the key here is what?
Down right into your butt.
Get it under your bum. Stretch it out. Make sure it extends all the way to the knees. Make sure when you rest back that your head's in there. Sometimes you'll see people kicking their neck, like they let their head just hang out. That doesn't feel that great. So you're rounding in. We're starting to go into the womb, right? And that fetus position is where like our chin tucks into our chest and our back starts to take on the shape of the swing. So the first thing I like to do in this pose is I kick up. So I keep my knees bent, I get my feet in there, I stretch out, and I bring the bottoms of my feet together into butterfly wings. So some people who are really long, you'll see that they're having trouble. If there's any discomfort in Shavasana, we take the leg loops, we kick them around, and we extend the legs in the stirrups. Right? We've done that enough times that that seems second nature, so I'm going to move on quickly. You guys yes? See?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. And that is a nice way for somebody to feel supported and relaxed so that they can really expand and extend. Okay, so from our butterfly wings, we're going to cross our arms over our chest, squeeze the tops of your shoulders. Okay, so for me, this is the metamorphosis. This is the butterfly position. Right? If I was a caterpillar, I'd be crossing all my legs over, right? Laying on my back, ready for my wings. So this is a nice position to drop into that goo of the imaginal cells transformation. Okay, I'm going to change to Viparita, which I call the legs of the swing pose. So you create a V shape with the legs. You know, the bottoms of the feet point towards the sky. The knees can be soft, but this is a nice way to extend the legs. I let the arms extend over the head, elbows bend, fingers are outside of the swing. They're just dangling towards the floor over my head. So Viparita is a great pose to drop into final relaxation. What you'll notice here is that knees want to soften, right? And if the knees soften, then the legs just start to kind of like drop. So sometimes this is a nice pose to start out in, but then I would wind up back in either a reclined child's or the butterfly wings. So from this position, from Viparita, I start to bend the knees even more so I can reach the outer edges of the feet. And this is when you'll notice that it's very important that your head's fully supported, right? Otherwise you feel like you're going to be dumped out the back end here, right? So we gotta pull the knees down towards the armpits. Your elbows can be on the inside or the outside. It just depends on your arms. But the idea is that we're rounding the back and we're getting just a little bit more length and space through the back body. I just pretend like I'm a happy baby. So if I was a happy baby, I would just start playing with my feet and bending one knee and then the other knee. So what would your happy baby do? Right? Take a moment to explore the space with stretches or variations feel good for you. Nice. And now from here, I'm going to go ahead and come into a mini plow. So I straighten the legs, knees are together, feet are overhead. I'm holding on to either the ankles, the calves, the shins, the toes, whatever feels good, so I can come into a last back body stretch. And then we're going to bend the knees and hug around the shins. So hug everything in towards center. And sometimes this feels like a good place to hang out in Shavasana. Maybe curling up into a little bud, a little seedling is the best way to enjoy the cocoon. As long as you can relax everything. Thanks, guys. So from here, I want you to pick your favorite position. Where does your body want to hang out and receive for the next 10 minutes? What would best serve you today? And what position best allows you to absorb the goodness and the energy from the practice? And wherever you are in your Shavasana, feel free to set an intention of your choice, but I'm suggesting to hold on to that feeling of gratitude and that wave of appreciation that is connected to the heart openness. The heart-centered reality naturally brings us into greater understanding and appreciation of gratitude and thankfulness, living in the all and wonder of it all. Whatever flavor or version works for you, let that be part of your intention. Ask your body, what does it need to feel complete for this training? What other parts of yourself can you bring into the full integration of the practice? Inviting the cellular memory to hold the practice and the poses in a gracious way. So let it come into the body intelligence in its perfect timing, its perfect pace, knowing it will come, and the masterful being that you are will be able to share all of these potent play practices in the highest and best way for those that are wanting to receive. Let yourself become that clear conduit and a guide for others to embody their consciousness codes, serving their highest and best evolution. My intention always is to offer the path of empowerment that best serves that person's highest path and power and plan and purpose. And let the swing empower your highest choice and your greatest optimal levels of health and radiance. It will give you a sense of embodiment and empowerment and freedom, so that it is a joy to be alive. It is a joy to be in this body. It is a blessing to be who you are. Every breath is a blessing. Every moment with this being is a blessing. And let it be exactly as you want it to be. Let it be your own way, your own version, welcoming your authentic expression, welcoming your highest path to unfold with this as a potent tool in your toolbox. Notice how there's a calm and a centeredness and an openness and yet a vibrational tone, harmony with the universe, with that life force energy that's pulsing through you. And all the cells are vibrating and dance in a new way. Enjoy that exhilaration, that ecstatic nature of your being that wants to play, that wants to grow, that wants to expand. Know that this is so much more than we even can see on the surface. The importance of play is intertwined with our consciousness and our next evolutionary step. And all we do is enjoy the journey. Let's all go ahead and start to awaken the fingertips and the toes. Let's breathe for awareness even to the tip of the nose and up to the crown of the head. And then you're just going to start to stretch in any way that feels good. Explore the space. You're going past the edges of your womb. And nice and slow, still incorporating our favorite game, how slow can you go. Stretch your fingertips away from your toes and roll your ankles and wrists around and explore the air, explore the atmosphere, explore the molecular structure of oxygen and the exchange that's happening in the body with the sea of consciousness that we swim in. Just enjoy this experience of rebirthing back into a new body, into a new place, into a new space in yourself. And breathe into that new space, expand into the edges, explore the newness of who you are with every breath. And then exhale, just relax. Just hit the snooze button. So drop the knees, drop the feet, drop the hands, bend the elbows. One more moment to relaxation before stepping into the new version of self. Just gather up, harness all those qualities. One more big inhalation to seal them into the heart space. And then exhale, let go of any last bits that are holding you back. Anything that's no longer serving, just let it go, breathe it out. Release. So the tag that I like to use for aerial yoga play is open, align, release. So this is the release. This is when we drop into the nourishment and the nutrients of the practice. And we also let go of anything that's holding, the contraction, the compression, the tension, the stress, whatever it is that is unnecessary, the fear, the hesitation, the doubt, whatever it is. Breathe it out, let it go, send it back into the earth to be recycled and renewed. And then inhale, let yourself be supported up into a seated position. Use the swing to pull yourself up. Maybe you touch down, maybe you don't. Either way, we prepare the landing gear, start to ground down and root down. We prepare ourselves for the earth. Just notice how different you are. Notice the transformation. Notice what has changed and what has been expanded and added on to. What empire are you building within yourself? awareness of being and feel the desire for rootedness and groundedness come back in. So those can be perfectly harmonized and in balance. And inhale, go ahead and gather one more breath as we reach up towards the heavens. You can open your eyes and be receptive to the light, take in the beauty of the room. And then exhale, go ahead and land it, anchor it down, down, down. Good job, everybody. We're going to release the swing. I know it's so hard to let go. Who wants to leave the room? Well, let's just go ahead and let it go and come on down. Come on down to a seated position so we can have conversation instead of child's pose. Marie, throw me my pink jacket here. Thank you so much. Wonderful job, everybody. It's been such a pleasure and delight to work with you. And we are finished day 2 of our training. So you guys are now officially certified basic intermediate teachers, and I even brought your certificates, which is so crazy that I actually remembered. From myself. I will send you guys an electronic version. I figured I would just, and if I need to change the name or anything, it's no problem. I had a blank one, because I put Tears of Dawn. That's perfect. And Kenny Newman. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. I'm so proud. I know. I'm so proud of you guys. It's so nice. And go home with I know.
I'm going to cry.
I know. It's like tears of joy. Yay, you did it. And you did such a great job, too. Not just did you do it, but you really did it. And even with some of the challenging things today, you really stuck with it. And, you know, we're all here supporting you. Lori's a great support system. Deidre's been amazing. She's been, I think, for like 5 years now. We've been doing like some version of this, and I'm so happy to welcome you, Tears. I'm very excited about what we're going to build together. And definitely feel the synergy and the momentum of that. So this has been really wonderful. And I will send you an electronic copy. There is homework for the advanced version, even though it's not required. I do highly recommend for your own running practice that you take the outline and you write out all the descriptions, review the videos, pause it, write it out. It's just good for your own learning practice.
That's what my dad would tell me.
It really is required for the advanced, so if you do that already for the basic intermediate, you're going to be way ahead of the curve. It'll be much easier to finish the homework for the advanced when we get there. And it really is for you. I don't grade it or anything like that. You just turn it in for you. I'll look at it. You know, obviously I appreciate it when people write more than others, because then I put that in the manual, and then it all is like a contribution to the practice. And let's just see where we go from here. I really would love to see you guys jump in and decide to teach and be part of the team. And you know, a lot of people wait and sit on it, and I find that that's okay, but it is really helpful to just go for it and jump in. And we happen to have 2 studios where we can teach, and so as we're expanding the program, I also want to give Lori more teachers and more support. So we have Sam and Lindsay and a bunch of people that are for me. So the more that we work together as a team, the more a studio is excited about having us. So we talk about all that when the time is right. I'd much rather just stay in practice today, but just know that down the line, those seeds have already been planted, and you know, I hope so. Yeah, they'll blossom at their own rate. Well, anything you want to share for the closing circle? I mean, we're pretty much right on time, which I love in life, and no one's coming in right now, so we can take our time wrapping up nice and slow and graceful today. Yesterday we had to run out of here. It was a lot.
If you could start with someone else, that would be good. I'm not quite ready.
Okay, I'll go this way with Deidre. If you want to just share, that would be wonderful. Anything you want to share would be great.
Well, you know, I'm really looking forward to editing the videos, because I feel like the more that I
because it's a great opportunity to get to watch them again. It seems so easy when I'm like the thing that you said about, put your feet in with your hands and then fly forward and then backwards. That one, it seemed really one of the easiest ones to me. That one, it's like, wow, teaching a class, that seems like a great place to start because it's almost just like using a swing. And, but altogether, I don't know where to start with teaching it, really. So
start with number 1, go to number 2, and try number 3 or 4. That's a class. Yeah. So they're in order, the way that I would suggest teaching them. If you're going to teach an intermediate class, start with strengthening the core, opening up the legs, try some inversions, and then move into the vinyasa flow and the superfly. So we prepare the body, and then we add on to it to go deeper. The same with the forward folds, right? You have to get into the forward fold, do the cat's meow, do the down dog, do the one leg stretches, and then you can try the flying salutations, because if the hamstrings aren't open, they won't be able to reach.
Right.
They'll do some version of it, but it won't be the swing. So I actually designed it that way and created it that way, mainly because my brain works that way. But you can also do them backwards, right? And try doing like maybe chillaxing first, or maybe cocoon first, and then add some leg stretches, and finding whatever combination feels authentic for you, which is what I was saying in the meditation. Like really find your own flavor and your own version of it, not only with the poses, but who do you want to teach, who do you want to cater to, what brings you alive, what are you finding passionate about the practice for you. Maybe it's just your own practice for a while. I mean, that's okay too. It really took Lori probably 2 years to start teaching. Not to put you out, but you really took your time.
I always say that. No, I know. That 2 years isn't that long. Something like this fabulous.
It's not.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it's okay to take your time with it, because the thing about Lori is now she is like the most solid, confident, and consistent teacher that I have, because she took her time. So that's okay.
Yeah, I understand
that. And it's like even when Lori and I started working together, I never pressured her, because she said, look, I like to go really slow. I don't care about any of the flips or any of that. Like, she was not into it at all. And that's okay, because she wanted what she wanted. And now, you do everything and do it amazing. And it's such an easy part of your practice, right? It's just amazing, because I love seeing people go and take that journey, and it's very rewarding for me. And then I have other people that want to start teaching right away, and I also encourage that. So I'm happy to support you in any way.
I think observation is really good too. I think the videos really help, because I know just from the little bit of classes that I've been taking at the gym, and we were doing forward somersaults, and somebody could do them and got stuck. And I went home and I kept saying, why is she stuck? I like to figure things out, like if I'm stuck or something. And to see someone else, I was able to figure out what she was doing wrong just by watching.
Yeah.
So the videos are great, and I really appreciate that you have them on.
Yeah, definitely. So taking classes, continue to work with me. The other thing, it just depends on if it's something that you can do, is Lori made a commitment to work with me one-on-one every week. And so her and I worked together for probably a year, 6 months. It was a long time.
It was probably only 6 months.
Okay.
It felt like a year.
No, I enjoyed it. We worked together every week one-on-one after she did the training. This is just what her and I decided to do. I'm not pressuring anybody to do it with me. But that's how she got so good at some of the advanced stuff too, is every week we'd go over another sequence and go over another thing and work one-on-one together. And she just really wanted to learn it, so that's what we decided to do. And we're pretty close to one another. Like, my office is in Sausalito and she lives in the Valley, so it was really easy to plan that for Wednesdays. And I guess our appointment is still in my calendar. Every Wednesday, Lori pops up. I'm like, oh, there she is, even though we're not doing it anymore. She's teaching and on her way. But yeah, there's different ways to work with me if you really want to get masterful at it, that I'm available for. When I'm here, I am fully engaged with this project, and I'm here to support you guys and support it, and we work together. So let's just see how it sure you integrate and take time for all of this goodness to be part of your experience. And it's a lot. I mean, it is full, you know, in the different ways that I've worked with it. This is really best to work in small groups, and it's really good to just dive in and practice together and keep repeating it and getting it down and seeing it in a workshop and really doing your homework, doing the review, writing it out, all that stuff. Getting in the swing is going to be key.
So that was another thing I think I should get done. Because my swing, I have to adjust it so many times.
Yeah, it's just totally different. I mean, the good news is I know your swing really well, and if there was any swing that you could possibly use, it would be your swing. But these ones are obviously different.
Yeah, but I actually, I think my leg loops are too long.
Oh, totally. I mean, there's no geometry. There's no sacred geometry in those swings. I can tell you because I was part of it.
Right. I was going to make my own, and then I looked at it and I went, I don't think I can do it.
They're
made really, really well.
Yeah, well,
I've looked online, and they're really much better than any other one that I've seen.
Yeah. So there's been 22 renditions of the swing since the one you got. That's how much time and energy.
See, and I admire the physicist in you.
And they keep getting better and better and better. And even the ones that Lori has gotten, they've gotten better. And she's like, oh, I should have waited. And I'm like, no, it's just like a car. You're not like, oh, I should have not bought the car last year because the 2016 model came out. It's like, well, every year you want it to get better. And it's just always going to be like that. So sometimes you just upgrade. And it's great that you have one. And when you're ready, talk to your son, we'll get a new one. It's all good. So would you like to say anything before we close? Oh, good.
Sure. I feel really excited to teach. I feel really excited to bring this to the AYRx Center. And it's funny because what I shared when we first came in was that I was going toward this to go into more fun because my practice in teaching yoga is so kind of serious, spiritual, sacred. And what's funny is like how I'm feeling right now is serious, spiritual, sacred about this. So it's just a fast. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe that's just how I am.
Right, with fun.
That's where it goes.
Yeah.
So it's just exciting because I'm like, oh, this is going to be interesting to see how this develops in me. Because as much as I want to teach, I obviously have to practice a heck of a lot before I actually teach. So just how that's going to play out in me as a teacher is where's the fun, where's the serious, where's the sacred, where's the spiritual, where's the adventure.
And I do highly recommend practicing on your friends and doing one-on-one sessions. So, you know, for some people that means getting 2 swings. But you can still practice one-on-one with somebody in one swing. It's just better with 2 swings where it's like, okay, and then you have that back and forth. And you know, we're really grateful to Lori who has extra swings that she bought to teach the classes and to do that. But eventually we want studios to have their own swings, and that way they're available for other people to teach classes, and we're getting there.
I have a question about so your swing is much wider than ours, and I think if I remember it said 32 inches.
Well, it's 3 feet. It's approximately, and these are 2 swing sets. These 2 swing sets are 3 feet apart. So I pull them together, which you can do, and it's not something that I would normally rig, but it totally works because the ceilings are so high. So 3 feet is the magic number.
Right.
And this is all online, so you don't have to memorize it now. But if you just remember 3, that's the magic number.
I just get rid of my furniture, and then I might be able to have 2 swings.
There's lots of different ways to work it out. Yeah.
I'm not a furniture person.
You know, right? These are the furniture. You sit in them. I mean, it's so comfortable. It's why sit in chairs. Well, this is great, guys. We're going to wrap it up. I really thank you for entrusting me with your time and your energy and spending the weekend together. And I really do.
I think assisting was great, too.
Yeah, I really do give this my whole heart and soul. So if there's anything that you want to add to me for improvement, to continue to grow it, I'm open to that. It's usually good to send me like a message afterwards, or because I'm usually full after training. So let's have a conversation if there's anything in the next week or so. I'm totally available to either do email or phone. I'm not that great with emails, just so you know. I have like 27,000 unread emails.
Yeah, I
on
don't do
average.
emails very much.
Yeah, so we can have conversations or have meetings. If there's other studios that you want me to meet with, I'm totally open to that. So let's just like see how it goes, but enjoy the sensations that are running through us from doing this. It's our practice first in our bodies, and then we share it. So you guys did an amazing job, sincerely. I feel really honored to have you, and I'm so glad that it was this small, sweet group that we got to really drop in. Thank you, assistants. Appreciate you guys being here once again, spending the time together. It's been amazing. Thank you, Amanda at AYRx Yoga. Appreciate having this space.